Hi folks, how you doing? Russell True Results, 303.com. Check out the website. Link in the description box, Mind, Body, Spirit, Fitness. Put in the healing back in health. Don't forget to go to the website. Get your free downloads, setting goals, fitness and nutrition. Don't forget to follow on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Google+. The podcast is out there, SoundCloud, iTunes, Stitcher, TuneIn Radio, whatever it is. All those links are down below, at least for SoundCloud and iTunes. Coming at you today with a video on giving a fish versus teaching to fish. And I think this is kind of the downfall. And when I was thinking about this a while back, I was thinking more of like the social programs here in America, right? Versus like welfare, food stamps, whatever the case may be. And I'm not trying to disrespect people that are on it or anything like this. I think it all starts with us, with me, with, my mother, my father. It starts with the community at first, right? Because we all know, give a man a fish, he eats for a day. Teach a man to fish, he eats for a lifetime. And unfortunately, I think with the way our system here in America is being run, we are not teaching to fish. The unfortunate thing is we are just giving the tools, but we're not teaching them how to use the tools. Same thing with college. I have a neighbor across the street. I think he said he was like an accountant. And I figured he had lost his job a while back because his car never left. For like a year straight, his car never left his driveway. And, I'm consider myself kind of antisocial, or just, hey, I'm not going out of my way to have these conversations. But then, every once in a while I'd see him outside and he'd be smoking a cigarette, or he's got a little kegerator, so he'll be drinking his beer. And, so I started going out there and just chatting with him every once in a while. And it was good. He's a nice guy. It's nice to get another view. He's not really a religious person. I think he's like ex-Catholic, not Catholic anymore, more spiritual. But I enjoy those conversations because it's something that is kind of foreign to me. And I really love learning other things, or at least listening. I don't have the greatest memory, so I wouldn't say sometimes I don't retain the information. That's why I kind of make these videos as well. To help everyone else out there who might have these situations and these issues. But one thing I thought that was interesting, even though he was an accountant, he said, if I would have only known what I could really do with the degree that I had, he said, my life would have changed. I probably wouldn't be where I'm at now. I would have taken a different approach to my career and to my life. And I think you've got to understand, just because you get a job in accounting doesn't mean you need to be an accountant. There's probably 1,000 or 100 other jobs that you can perform with that degree. My cousin's the same way. He's in accounting. He got a degree in accounting, but now he's in finance. And, it's not the same. To me, I would think it was just the same, but it's not the same. But, he's doing well, making decent money. But unfortunately, I think this is the issue with America, with our schools. That's the same thing. We're giving them the tools like, hey, here's all this knowledge, but they're not teaching you how to use it and implement it in real life situations. We have all these thoughts, these ideas, and this beauty, but we're not using it the way it should be used, right? And sometimes we've got to understand that you can't get too creative with things. Sometimes this is the way it is, right? That's like they say, just because there's an exception to the rule does not mean that the rule does not apply. We've got to understand that. We've got to know objective truth and subjective truth. And now, unfortunately, in today's world, we are blurring the lines of subjective and objective truth. And we need to know the difference. But once again, we're giving people these tools, right? We're giving them the ability to go to public school, to go to college, to go to community college, to get this or that. And unfortunately, in schools, we are still lacking some of these things, like how to manage money correctly. I think even probably like how to balance checkbooks. Things like that. These are not things that are being taught, and these are the valuable things in life. With stocks and bonds and trading so valuable, how come we're not having these simple little classes? We're teaching how to invest, how to, with real estate. We're losing, even now in the construction, flipping houses, is shop even still in these schools? So I think that's the unfortunate thing, is now we, even within our own families, like I said, it starts with our own family. Your parents might be teaching you something or giving you these tools, but they're not teaching you. You know, like kind of in school, I always remember hearing this, and it always ticked me off. It's like, how do you spell blah, blah, blah? Well, look it up in the dictionary. Well, I don't even know how to spell the word. You know, I guess then you can go to, you can sound it out to a certain extent. You know, but wouldn't that be the exact opposite? Like, you know, the definition of an automobile. Now go look up in the dictionary, you know, but you know, you could just say, it'd be the equivalent of saying this, you know, it is something that you use as transportation to get from one place to the other place. Look it up in the dictionary and tell me what word it is. What? What? So now it's like you're scanning the definitions trying to find the word, right? Does that make sense? Right? That'd be like looking through a dictionary, looking at the definition, trying to find the word, right? If they're giving you a definition and saying, tell me what that word is. It's like, what? Now you're just literally flipping through each page. At least if they're telling you to look up, if you're looking at a spell a word, at least you know it starts with a B, so you can go to the B's, right? But unfortunately, I think that's kind of what our system is trying to do. They're flipping us backwards. They're giving us definitions, but they're not truly teaching us what the value is of these things. And we need to figure that out. So you as a parent, myself as a future parent most likely, a husband, a wife, you know, aunts and uncles, we need to make sure that not only do our kids, do our family members, do our fellow Americans have the tools, but they know how to use it. You don't, the same concept, teach to fish, you eat for life, right? So it seems like everybody, we're just breaking down the fishing pole, right? How you can break it apart, you can take off the reel, here's a hook, here's a waiter, here's a worm, and we're giving them all the separate pieces, and we're saying, here you go fish. I don't even know how to assemble this thing, right? We don't know how to assemble it. We don't know how to use it. We've just been told, here, if you put all this together, you'll be able to fish and eat for life. Later. No, we've got to take the time to help those around us, to teach them how to assemble it, to teach them how to do these things. I think it's the best thing I've heard Father Robert Barron talk about. He talks about like the structure of the Catholic Church, and this is the beauty of that structure. You know, he says no matter what, there's always a correct way to swing a golf club. There's always a correct way to shoot a basket. There's always a correct way to serve a tennis ball. But once you know the rules and the steps and the procedure on how to do it, then it can become your own. And you can come out with those weird swings and those weird jump shot and trick things, you know, trick moves. But first you still have to know the procedure on the mechanics of correct, and once you can do that, it can become your own. And we're not teaching the mechanics. We're not doing these things. We're just saying, here it is. Here's a golf club, go out and swing it and just be great. Just be great. You're going to do good. Well, no. We've got to make sure that we are actually teaching, not just providing tools without teaching how to use the tools. So I don't know, that was a big rant. Hopefully it's something that's going to help you in life, make you think a little bit more. Now that I got done with that whole video, I'm like, I think that was just a big ramble of nothing, which sometimes they are. But once again, I hope this helps. Don't forget to follow on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Google+. The podcast is out there. All those links are down below. Subscribe to this channel. Share and like these videos.